This is the story of the bird who forgot how to fly. Once upon a time, in a tall tree in the middle of a sunny forest lived a mother bird with 3 eggs. She sang to them every day, keeping them warm and telling them stories about the world outside their cozy home. The 3 little eggs listened attentively, dreaming of the day they would hatch and be able to explore everything their mom told them about. And then one day they did hatch, and their mom was so happy that she started telling them stories about how big and strong they would grow up to be. "You will all grow up to be amazing flyers," she told them proudly. "The 3 of you are going to be the best flyers in the whole wide forest." And the 3 little birds practiced flying every day until one of them fell out of the nest. Now, this bird wasn't particularly clumsy or stupid. He just got scared while he was practicing, and fear made him freeze and fall right down to the ground below. The other 2 birds watched anxiously as he fell, but luckily he didn't get hurt. And as soon as he landed, his 2 siblings rushed over to see if he was okay. "Are you all right?" asked the first bird. "I saw you fall," chirped the second. "It's fine, I'm fine," said the little bird who fell, but his voice shook. "I just need a minute." Now, normally, this wouldn't have been a problem at all. Birds fall out of their nests all the time when they're learning how to fly. And usually after a reassuring chirp from their mom, they go back up to the nest and try again without any problems. But this time things were different, because as soon as this little bird stepped out of the nest, he panicked. He looked down at the ground far below him and suddenly realized just how high up their nest really was. "Oh my gosh," he thought. "If I tried to fly back up there, I'd probably fall and break my neck." And as hard as his 2 siblings tried to convince him that he could do it, the little bird couldn't bring himself to try. Instead, he slowly and nervously started walking away from the tree. "Where are you going?" asked his brother. "I'm going to go find someone who can teach me how to fly," replied the little bird. "Someone who believes in me enough to show me how it's done." But how are you gonna fly if you can't even fly?" asked his sister. "Well, I'll walk," he replied. "And actually, that's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna walk all the way to the highest mountain in the forest. And I am gonna ask the Mountain King if he can teach me how to fly." His siblings stared at him in disbelief. They knew that the Mountain King wasn't fond of birds. In fact, he hated them. So not only would he not teach the little bird how to fly, they knew he would probably imprison him in his castle forever. "You're never gonna make it," said the bird. "The Mountain King will have you for lunch before you even get halfway there." "That's okay," replied the little bird. "If he wants to eat me, then that's his problem. I'd rather die than stay here and be afraid of flying for the rest of my life." So saying goodbye to his siblings, the little bird set off on his journey. All day long he walked and walked, past babbling brooks and over hills and dales, until finally he came upon the foothills of the great mountain he had to climb. Taking a moment to catch his breath, the little bird noticed that although the mountain was tall, it didn't look very steep. So feeling a bit more confident, he started to make his way up. As he climbed higher and higher, the air grew colder and colder. And after a while, the little bird realized he needed to stop and rest. But just as he was about to take a nap, he heard a loud voice that boomed, "Who dares disturb my sleep?" The little bird jumped in fright and looked around to see who was there, but he couldn't see anyone. "Up here," said the voice, and suddenly a giant eagle swooped down from above and landed in front of the little bird. "You shouldn't be up here, little bird. the eagle said. "You don't belong in the sky." "I used to fly," said the little bird sadly, "but after I fell out of my nest, I just can't do it anymore. And I'm on my way to see the Mountain King. Maybe he can help me." "The Mountain King won't help you," replied the eagle. "In fact, he's very mean to birds. If you're smart, you'll turn back now and go home before he finds you." "But I have to try," said the little bird. "I have to try to learn how to fly again." And with that, the little bird started to walk past the eagle and up the mountain. Once again, the eagle took off and swooped down beside him. "Look, little bird, I don't want to hurt you, but you leave me no choice. If you're not going to listen to me, then maybe you deserve to die." And with that, the eagle grabbed the little bird in his talons and prepared to eat him. But just as he was about to peck the little bird to death, the little bird looked up at him and said, "Why are you doing this? You're a bird, aren't you? So you must know how to fly." The eagle hesitated and then slowly lowered the little bird to the ground. "Of course I know how to fly," he said. "I'm an eagle, one of the best flyers in the whole forest. But you're right. Why am I bothering to eat you when I could simply teach you how to fly?" And with that, the eagle took the little bird up into the sky and showed him exactly how to ride the wind currents and use his wings to steer. And after a while, the little bird found himself soaring through the sky like he always had before. From that day forward, the little bird flew all over the forest teaching other birds how to fly. And every time he saw an eagle, he gave them a little wave and said, "Thank you for helping me believe in myself." And that's the story of the bird who forgot how to fly. Thank you so much for watching, and if you liked this story, please leave a like.